Hello everyone, my name is Fadli Abda and I am a English education student from the English Education Department at Nahdlatul Ulama Yogyakarta University. And in this video, I will demonstrate a microteaching session as part of my final examination for the microteaching course. The teaching approach that I will use is content and language integrates learning, or CLIL. And for the topic of this lesson, I have chosen the water cycle, which integrates science and English. Through this lesson, students will not only learn a scientific concept, but also practice using English to understand and explain the process. And the target learner for the lessons are 8th grade junior high schools. And the learning objectives for this lesson are: first, students are expected to identify the 4 stages of the water cycle, which is evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection. And the second, students are expected to understand and use English vocabulary related to the water cycle accurately. And the third, students are expected to explain the process of the water cycle using sequencing words such as first, next, then, and finally in simple English sentence. And finally, in the 4th stage, students are expected to understand the importance of the water cycle and develop awareness of conserving water in their daily lives. During this lesson, I will use a whiteboard and marker as my teaching media. The learning activities will include teach, explanation, questioning, vocabulary practice, and guided speaking activities to encourage students' participation. Without further ado, let's begin the teaching demonstration. Alright, good morning everyone. Welcome back to my class with Mr. Fadli classes. And how are you today, everyone?
I'm good, sir.
Alright, and do you know, guys, what will we learn today?
No.
Anyone knows?
No, sir.
No? Today we are going to learn English and science together. Especially the topic is the water cycle. Do you know the water cycle, guys?
No.
Alright.
Sir.
And then by the end of today's lesson, you will be able to identify the 4 stages of the water cycle and explain them in English. Alright? So let's begin this lesson. So I will start with drawing something in here. Do you know what is this, guys?
Egg?
Egg. Are you serious? This is egg?
Yeah, it looks like a fried egg, sir.
Alright. You are almost correct, but it's wrong. I'll draw it again. I'm sorry. Okay, this looks like an egg. And then, how about now? What is this, students?
It still looks an egg, but I'm thinking different ideas. It's a sun.
Correct! 100% correct! This is a sign. This is what I mean. Hey, this is what I mean, everyone. This is not an egg, but this is a sun. Right. So because we are talking about the water cycle, of course, I will draw some water in here. So you guys have to pretend that this is water, even though this is look like a mountain or something else, but this is water, alright students?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Look at the board. This is the the sun, and this is the river, right? This is the river,
River.
right?
Yes.
And then, can anyone tell what happens when the sun hits the water?
I don't know, sir. Cook, boil.
Cook. That's almost right, but that actually happen when the sun hitting the water is the water becomes water vapor. This process is called evaporation. The sun hits the water and then the water is vapor into the skies. This process is called what, everyone?
Evaporation.
Evaporation, correct. So I will ask you before we go to the next process. What is evaporation, everyone?
Evaporation is the water vapor goes up into the sky
Because what?
because the sun heating the water.
Alright guys, you are very very smart today.
Okay.
And then this process is called evaporation. And then the water vapor goes up into the skies, and then when the air becomes cooler, it changes into the clouds. Does this like clouds, everyone?
Yes, sir.
And then when the air becomes cooler, it changes into the clouds. And then this process called condensation. Condensation. Repeat after me, everyone. Condensation.
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 What is condensation?
Condensation. When the air
When the air,
vapor, when the water
when the water,
vapor goes up into the sky,
and then,
and when the air become cooler,
yes,
and it changes the water that already vapor into clouds,
yes,
it's what it's called condensation.
correct. What's your name? You are so smart. What's your name?
Gibran.
Gibran. Good job, Gibran. Everybody give Gibran applause. Okay, we're jumping to the next process. And then, does anyone knows what will happen in the next process?
I don't know, sir.
Do you know? Okay, when the water is vapor into the sky and then it becomes a cloud, it's called condensation, right?
Yes.
And then when the water vapor into the skies, a lot of water vapor into the skies, and then we have a lot of clouds here, and then the clouds become heavy, and then the clouds cannot hold a lot of water inside of the clouds. And then what happened? The water is fall again into the earth. I'm sure that you are guys know what is this.
Rain, sir.
Yes, correct. But did you know what is the process called?
No, sir.
No?
No.
Right. When the clouds become heavy, water falls back into the earth. This process is called Precipitation. Repeat after me, everyone. Precipitation.
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 What is precipitation?
Precipitation is when the clouds becomes heavy, water falls back into the earth. That is precipitation.
Yes. And then we have a three process in here, but I think I do a mistake when explain this process, guys. I'm so sorry. Precipitation is process when the cloud becomes heavy and then it cannot hold the water. So the process is right in here. What is that?
Cloud.
Precipitation. Precipitation. And then the water falls back into the earth, especially into the river, into the ocean, into the lakes, and anything else. This process is called collection. You will remember this process as a collection when you are remember the water goes back into the water, into the river, and the river is collecting the water from the skies, right?
Oh.
And then you will remember collect, and this is collection. And then what happened after that? Well, that's all the water cycle, everyone. So after the collection, this process is start again and again and again and again and again and again until the end of the world.
Oh.
Did you get it, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Good job.
Yeah.
So before I give you a task, I will ask you from the first process. What is evaporation?
Evaporations is when the sun hits the water and then the water evaporates.
Yes. And then the second is condensation. What is condensation?
Condensations is when the water vapor goes up into the sky and then the air become cooler, it changes into clouds, and that is condensation.
Correct. And then the third process is precipitation. What is precipitation?
So when it already create into a cloud and the cloud becomes heavy, water falls back into the earth, and that is exactly what's called a precipitation.
Correct. And then the last process. What is the last process?
The last process is collections, and collections is when we are collecting the water again. So when the rainwater goes back into the rivers, maybe lakes or the ocean, that process is called as a collection.
Alright, good job everyone. Good job.
Hooray! Hurrah!
Yes, you are very. You have already know about water cycle. Alright, students, and that's all our lesson today. Today we learned about the water cycle and practice English vocabulary. Remember, water is very, very important. So let's save water and use it wisely. Thank you for your attention. See you next time and goodbye.
Bye bye.